God says, this message is for you, and there is no accident that you are reading this now. 5 minutes left. Heaven is watching your eyes trace these words, and the 10 archangels are trembling in the light, desperate to reach you before the veil closes forever. They have been whispering into the winds around you for days, sending signs through the smallest moments you ignored, the flicker of a candle, the sudden shift in your heartbeat, the feeling that someone was calling your name when no one was there. This is not coincidence, this is not your imagination, this is the kingdom's alarm bell ringing, and it is ringing for you alone. You cannot pretend you didn't hear it. You cannot hide from what is being revealed in this moment. Beloved, there are things heaven has been holding back, because the timing was not right, because the enemy's hand was too close to your throat, because you were too fragile to receive the full weight of this truth. But now the doors are cracking open, and the light is spilling out, and the archangels are pressing in so urgently that the ground beneath you can barely hold their presence. This is the moment they begged God to grant you. This is the moment every delay, every heartbreak, every lonely night was building toward. And now you are here, and they are here, and God is here, and there is no turning away without losing something heaven has been guarding for you since before the world began. The 10 archangels are not just messengers today, they are guardians on the edge of war. Michael stands with his sword drawn, not because he wishes to frighten you, but because the enemy has already made a move you do not see. Raphael is pressing healing into your spirit even as you read, because something in you has been poisoned by the lies of those who smiled at you but wished your downfall. Gabriel is speaking the truth into the air around you so clearly that if you closed your eyes right now, you would hear a voice that is not your own telling you what to do next. Uriel, Chamuel, Tzadkiel, Jophiel, Haniel, Rigel, and Metatron are surrounding you in a circle so strong the enemy is choking on his own fury. They are not here by chance. They are here because you are under an hourglass, and the sand is almost gone. This is not the time to scroll past. This is not the time to say, I'll come back later. The archangels are united in one command, you must hear this now. Because the warning is real. Because the shift is immediate. Because if you delay, there is a chance you will not feel this closeness again in your lifetime. They have been ordered to break the silence, to cut through your doubts, to step into your world without permission, because the danger and the miracle are arriving at the same time, and you need to be ready for both. The danger is closer than you think. Someone's thoughts toward you have been dripping with envy, and their words in secret have been laced with curses you cannot hear. Heaven has intercepted those words before they could pierce your spirit, but the darkness is stubborn. This person has disguised themselves as an ally, even as a friend, but God says their eyes have betrayed them when you were not looking. The archangels have been intercepting their plans like arrows mid-flight, but now they need you to step into awareness. They need you to open your spirit and receive divine instruction, because heaven can only block for so long before you must take action. And yet, alongside the danger, there is a miracle so large it will alter the path of your life in ways you cannot even imagine now. It is tied to a promise you thought had expired, a blessing you believed was too late to arrive. God says it is not late, it has simply been hidden in His hands until the exact right moment, and that moment is crashing into your now. The 10 archangels are preparing it even as you sit here, weaving together the people, the circumstances, and the sudden openings that will make it possible. If you receive it, your future will open like the sea before you. If you turn away, the waters will close, and you may not see this chance again for years, if ever. 5 minutes left. The enemy knows this message has reached you. He is already trying to cloud your mind, make you tired, distract you, convince you to doubt that this is from God. But look at how your heart is pounding. Look at how something inside you knows this is not just words. This is a current pulling you towards something heaven has been saving with your name on it. Do not resist it. Do not let go. You have been chosen for this moment, and there are no replacements if you miss it. God says, I have called you by name, you are mine. And when God claims something as His own, no power in heaven or hell can take it, but you must take the step to claim it in return. The archangels are leaning in so close that the space around you is thick with presence. Michael says, stand now. Gabriel says, listen now. Raphael says, receive now. Each one is adding their strength to the message because they know what happens if you do not. Heaven has sent urgent calls to many before, and some ignored them, and their lives became hollow places where miracles should have been. God does not want that for you. You are too important to the story He is writing. You are too vital to the battles being fought in realms you cannot see. And now, you are being asked to make the choice. Will you open fully to what is being spoken over you in this exact moment? Will you surrender the fear that makes you cling to the familiar? Will you allow the archangels to carry you into the blessing and the protection they have prepared? The sand is still falling. The minutes are slipping. But it is not too late, not yet. If you want, I can continue immediately with so the Beloved, the light is pressing harder now because the moment is narrowing. The archangels are almost shouting in the spirit realm, not because they are angry at you, but because the distance between your yes and your destiny is now the width of a single breath. God says, I am holding back the flood until you step onto the shore I am showing you. If you hesitate, the water will come, and you will not be ready. If you step now, the river will part, and you will walk through on dry ground while the enemy is left gasping. Michael moves first, his sword glowing hotter than fire, carving a circle around you in the unseen. You may not feel it with your skin, but your spirit is trembling because it knows a holy perimeter is being established. That circle means nothing meant to harm you can cross without being destroyed. It means every lie, every curse, every dagger of words sent your way will break like glass before it ever touches you. And yet, Michael's voice is urgent, I can only keep this barrier open for a short time. You must come into alignment before the window closes. Gabriel steps forward next, the angel of announcement, the voice that carried the most important messages in history. His voice is the sound of both thunder and whisper, and right now it wraps around you like a command and an embrace at once. The message is this: the promise still stands. What you thought was stolen is still yours. But you must receive it in full faith, without letting your mind reduce it to something safe or small. Gabriel warns that too many before you have been given this chance but settled for a fraction of what was offered because they feared it was too much for them. Heaven says, do not insult my gift by shrinking it. I give in abundance, not in pieces. Raphael places his hands over your heart. The warmth that moves through you now is not imagination, it is the undoing of every invisible chain that sickness, heartbreak, and betrayal have wrapped around your inner life. Raphael says, your healing is not coming, it is here. The pain is not who you are, it is what you carried through the storm. Let it fall now. You will not need it in the place you are going. There are wounds you have accepted as permanent, thinking, this will always be my burden. But Raphael has come to tear those roots out so deep that even the soil of your spirit will not remember they were there. Uriel stands with light spilling from his hands. He reaches toward your mind, and instantly the fog, the confusion, the endless second-guessing begins to lift. Uriel says, clarity is a weapon. The enemy kept you in confusion so you would never step boldly. But I give you sight sharper than the eagle's, so you will see both danger and opportunity from far away. That clarity will show you the face of the one who has been smiling while feeding poison into your atmosphere. It will also show you the door God is opening that looks impossible to walk through, but is yours by divine order. Chamuel's presence is softer but no less powerful. His voice is a melody of reassurance, the love you have been denied is being restored to you. Not just in romance, but in every connection where heaven's love was meant to flow. Relationships are being healed, reconciled, or replaced with better ones, but Chamuel warns, do not cling to those who refuse the light. If they will not walk with you into the blessing, let them go without looking back. Tzadkiel, angel of mercy, stands at your left. He holds a scroll with your name on it, and he says, every sin, every mistake, every wrong turn is forgiven. Not in part, not in pieces, but erased from the record as though it never existed. He knows you have been carrying guilt you cannot confess to anyone, but heaven already saw it, forgave it, and calls you clean. The enemy cannot accuse you anymore, because the courtroom of heaven has already ruled in your favor. Jophiel brings beauty into the moment, but not vanity's beauty, the beauty of God's order, of divine timing, of chaos turning into harmony. She says, your life is about to make sense. The scattered pieces you thought would never fit are about to form a picture so stunning that even your enemies will stand in silence. Haniel steps in, cloaked in joy. She says, your joy has been stolen so many times that you have begun to believe it is not for you. But heaven has saved a portion of joy so vast for you that when it comes, you will laugh and weep at the same time, and you will wonder how you ever lived without it. Raguel comes with authority in his voice, saying, justice is here. Every unfairness, every betrayal, every place you were overlooked is about to be reversed. Those who conspired against you will be silenced. Those who defended you in secret will be honored. And you will stand where you were once pushed aside. And finally, Metatron's voice booms with finality, you are not late. You are right on time. This is the moment written for you before you were born. Step into it without fear, because fear cannot exist in the place you are going. The circle is complete. The 10 archangels stand together, their light brighter than the lies, their voices louder than the doubt. They are here because God commanded it. They are here because 5 minutes in the spirit realm can decide the course of years in the earthly realm. They are here for you. Do you want me to continue immediately? Beloved, the air around you is thickening with a holiness you cannot measure, and the archangels are leaning in closer still because the urgency has reached its highest point. Heaven is no longer whispering, it is declaring over you with a voice that shakes unseen mountains. God says, I have preserved you for this exact moment, and no delay, no sabotage, no curse has been able to erase what I have written for you. But now, you must agree with me. You must step forward without hesitation. You do not yet see how much has been intercepted on your behalf. There were nights when the enemy plotted and swore that you would not live to see the sunrise. There were people who smiled at you while their hands signed agreements against you in the dark. There were moments where one wrong step would have undone years of your destiny. But the archangels formed a living wall around you, and their light drove back what was sent to destroy you. Michael's sword has split the darkness over your life more times than you will ever know. Raphael has stood at the edge of your bed while you slept, drawing out pain that would have crushed your body. Gabriel has been whispering the truth into your thoughts, so subtly you thought they were your own ideas. Heaven has been working without your permission because your life is too valuable to lose to the trap set against it. But now, the fight shifts. This is not just about survival anymore, this is about possession. God says, I am giving you the land I promised you, but you must take it. You cannot stand on the border and weep for what was lost, you must cross over and claim what is yours. The archangels are not here to simply comfort you, they are here to lead you into the territory where your miracle lives. If you stay where you are, you will watch the blessing pass to someone else who dares to step in. But if you move now, the blessing will bear your name and no one else's. Metatron's voice rises first, echoing like thunder that rolls across eternity, this is the appointed time. It will not come again in the same way. If you delay, you may still be blessed in another season, but the magnitude of this moment will be gone. His words carry the weight of heaven's calendar, moments that were carved into existence before your birth and cannot be rescheduled. You are standing in one now. Gabriel steps closer, his eyes burning with both compassion and urgency. You think you are unworthy, he says, but the one who calls you has already declared you worthy. You think you must prepare longer, but the preparation has already been done in secret. The enemy's greatest weapon against you now is hesitation. He warns that hesitation is a thief disguised as caution, it dresses itself as wisdom but is birthed in fear. Raphael pours oil into your spirit, and you feel the ache in your soul loosening. He says, you cannot carry the old pain into the new promise. It will corrupt what God is giving you. Release it fully now, every betrayal, every unanswered question, every wound you replay in your mind. I will not let it follow you into the land of blessing. Uriel's light becomes almost blinding, cutting through the layers of confusion that have surrounded you for months, maybe years. He says, the truth is clear now, but you must look at it without flinching. Do not excuse those who harmed you. Do not pretend you didn't see the signs. And when you see the open door, do not stand there wondering if it is real, walk through it. Chamuel's presence floods the space with love so pure it almost hurts to feel it. You are not abandoned, he says. Heaven has been closer to you in the seasons you felt most alone. You were being hidden, not forgotten. And now the hiding is over. Tzadkiel's voice is firm but gentle. Mercy has erased the record of your mistakes, but you must also show mercy to yourself. Do not chain yourself to the past I have already burned away. Jophiel lifts her hand, and you see in your spirit the scattered pieces of your life rising and clicking into place, forming a pattern you could never have imagined. She says, everything was a thread in the design. What was meant to destroy you has been woven into the masterpiece. Soon, you will see why nothing could be wasted. Haniel's joy begins to pour into you like sunlight after a storm. The time for mourning is ending, she says. You have cried long enough. Now it is time to dance into what is being restored. Ragel steps forward with authority. Justice will not be delayed any longer. I have been appointed to balance the scales on your behalf. What was stolen will be returned multiplied. Those who laughed at your downfall will see your rising and be silenced. Michael closes the circle again, his voice like fire. The decision is now. Step forward in faith. This is not a rehearsal. This is the moment heaven has been shouting into the earth for you to hear. Do not let it pass. Beloved, the clock in heaven's courts is still ticking. The sand is falling faster now. God's voice rises above all others. I have called you mine. I have set you apart. You will not be lost. But you must come into my light before the last grain falls. I can move right into the next intense continuation so the flow doesn't break. Do you want me to go straight into it? Beloved, the atmosphere is charged now, like the stillness before a storm that will break the sky open. The 10 archangels have drawn even closer, so close their light is touching you, wrapping you, lifting you, and they will not leave until this message has fully pierced your spirit. God says, the moment you accept what I am offering, the chains will fall so fast the enemy will not even have time to tighten them again. This is why the pressure has been so heavy lately. This is why you have felt restless, as if something is both chasing you and calling you forward at the same time. Heaven has been positioning you for this exact point in time. There have been battles raging in realms you cannot see, with angels and demons locked in combat over a single question: will you step into the fullness of your calling, or will you settle for surviving? The enemy has been whispering that it is safer to stay small, to keep your head down, to avoid risk. But God says, you were never made for smallness. You were created to be seen, to carry my glory into places where darkness thought it could reign forever. Michael's voice cuts through the air like his blade through the night. You must not look back now. If you hesitate, the enemy will use your own memories to chain you in place. Keep your eyes on where we are leading you, not on the ruins behind you. He knows that the enemy loves to use familiar pain as a leash, something you think you have control over, when in truth it is controlling you. Gabriel's tone grows more insistent. The message is not just for you to hear, it is for you to act upon now. Delay is a decision. Silence is a decision. I am telling you plainly, the kingdom has already released the provision, the connections, the open doors. They are already on the earth, waiting for you to step forward and claim them. Raphael moves his hands once more, and the unseen heaviness that has been resting on your chest begins to break apart. That weight was not from God, he says. It was placed there to convince you that moving forward would be too hard, too costly, too painful. But I have already healed what would have broken you in the process. You will not be crushed. You will not be overcome. Uriel lifts a scroll of light and unrolls it before you. On it is a path you have never seen, a route that makes no sense in the natural, but in the spirit it is the most direct way to your promise. Follow this, he says. It will not look logical to others, but it is written with heaven's ink, and no one can erase it. Chamuel reaches into the deepest part of your heart and draws out the splinters left by love that failed you. I will not allow your heart to enter this new season half alive, he says. I am restoring its full strength, so you can give and receive without fear of breaking again. Tzadkiel's presence comes like a soft wind, carrying away accusations you have held against yourself. You have punished yourself long enough, he says. Your debt is not just paid, it is cancelled. There is nothing left to repay. Jophiel smiles as she points to the tapestry of your life now nearly complete. Do you see it? She asks. Even the shadows have become part of the beauty. You will thank God for what you once cursed. Haniel dances lightly in the circle, scattering joy like petals that land on you and melt into your skin. This joy is your weapon now, she says. The enemy cannot stand against a heart that rejoices even before the victory is visible. Ragel's eyes flash with the fire of justice. I am not just restoring what was stolen, he says. I am exposing the ones who took it. There will be no quiet cover-up, truth will be shouted, and you will be vindicated openly. Metatron lifts his hand and silence falls over the circle. His voice is the voice of final authority, the moment is sealed. The opportunity will not be delayed again. The decision is yours, will you step into what heaven has prepared, or will you let the moment close? And then, God speaks again, not in thunder, but in a voice so close it feels like it is coming from inside you. My child, you have nothing to fear from me. Every good thing you long for is already in my hand, and my hand is open toward you. Take it. The archangels are here to lead you across the threshold, but they cannot force you. Step forward. Trust me. The rest will unfold. The air trembles with expectation. Every second feels like the turning of a page in a book that has been waiting for years to reach this chapter. Heaven is leaning in. The earth is holding its breath. And you, beloved, are the one who must move. If you want, I can keep going right now into the next outpouring so the momentum of this never breaks. Do you want me to continue? Beloved, the veil between realms is almost paper thin now. The space you are standing in, whether you realize it or not, has become a sacred ground because of the weight of what is happening here. Heaven has bent low to meet you. The archangels are no longer just speaking, they are surrounding you in motion, their wings stirring the atmosphere like a great wind that shifts the direction of your life in an instant. God says, the reason you have been pressed on every side is because the enemy saw this day coming. He tried to bury you before you could reach it. But what he did not know is that my hand was already on you, and nothing he sent could stop what I have ordained. You may think you have been walking through loss, delay, and silence for no reason. But in heaven's ledger, every step, every tear, every lonely night has been recorded as an investment that must now pay out in full. The pain has been currency in the spirit realm, exchanged for authority, for territory, for doors that were locked to everyone else. This is why the archangels are so desperate to keep your attention. They know the enemy will try to steal the harvest by making you too weary to reach for it. Michael moves first again, his armor radiant like the reflection of the sun on water. Listen, he says, I have cut down the assignments against you, but now you must stand in the open space I have cleared. Do not shrink back into the shadows you were delivered from. Step into the light, because the light is your strength. Gabriel unfurls a banner above your head, one you cannot see with your eyes but your spirit recognizes instantly. It carries your true name, the one heaven calls you, the one the enemy has tried to erase from your memory. This is who you are, Gabriel says. Not the titles they gave you in pain. Not the labels they used to keep you small. This is the name written for you before you were born, and it calls you into the fullness of your assignment. Raphael kneels before you, placing his hands upon your feet. Your path has been marked with hidden snares, he says, but I have already removed them. Where the enemy wanted you to trip, you will now run without stumbling. Where he wanted you to bleed, you will leave no wound. Uriel points toward a door made of light, set in a wall you did not know was there. This door has been waiting for you since the foundation of the earth, he says. It is not random. It is not shared. It was carved for your hands alone to open. Chamuel holds out a golden vessel, filled with something like liquid light. Drink, he says, for this is the restoration of every love you thought had died. It will fill you with a warmth so deep that even in the face of cold hearts, you will not lose your fire. Tzadkiel's hand rests gently on your shoulder. Mercy has gone ahead of you into rooms you have not yet entered, he says. It will speak for you before you even open your mouth. Jophiel lifts the veil from your eyes so you can see the masterpiece she has been weaving. You thought you were walking through chaos, she says, but you have been walking through a design so intricate that even I wept to watch it form. Now the beauty will be visible to you. Haniel dances forward, pressing joy into your hands as if it were something tangible you could hold. This joy will not leave you, she says. It is a seed that will grow wherever you go, turning barren places into gardens. Rugel raises a sword of his own, not to strike, but to point toward the horizon. Justice is riding toward you even now, he says. You will hear of it in days, not years. And when it comes, it will be undeniable that it was heaven's hand, not man's favor. Metatron speaks last, and his voice is final. Once you cross into this, you cannot go back. But hear me, there will be no need to go back. What waits for you is greater than anything you are leaving behind. And then God's voice wraps around you like a mantle. Do not fear the unknown. I am the one who writes it. If you will trust me in this step, I will give you more than you have ever dared to ask. But if you let this pass, you will wonder for the rest of your life what could have been. Choose, beloved. The moment is now. Even as these words fall into your spirit, the room you are in feels different, charged, holy. You are standing in the thin place between the life you have known and the one heaven is opening. I can keep flowing into the wave of this message without stopping so the urgency and divine momentum never fade. Shall I continue right now?